Hello, I'm Braxton Evelyn, the Beauty Food Chick. Welcome to my channel, a place where you'll find a lot of tips and tricks for food and beauty. Today on the Beauty Food Chick, we are going to make Gizdodo, and we will need garlic, onions, dill. I do all of this twisting and just for freshness to add flavor. Pepper. Now, depending on how you love pepper, it can be more or less. Salt, oregano, and coriander powder. You also need seasoning cubes, scent leaf or basil, all of this for flavor also, tomatoes for your stew base. Then you will also need bell peppers, basically for garnishing aside its nutritional benefits. Then of course, the star of the day, gizzard. I use chicken gizzard. You can use any kind of gizzard. Groundnut oil. And of course, our second star, plantain. Now, most of this does not have herbs. I added herbs to give it a twist. Let's go right into this. You want to make sure you clean your gizzard by removing this fat. Wash and clean it perfectly. This kind of fat, eating too much of it may eventually clog your arteries. You do not want that. This is me just showing you a sample size of how I cut my gizzard. You do not want it into large chunks. You want to cut in tiny pieces. For this recipe, I used 1 kilogram of gizzard, and to this 1 kilogram of gizzard I use 4 plantains. Just in case you do not know how to peel a plantain, this is how you go about it. So you want to use ripe plantains, not soft and soggy plantains, just basically ripe plantains. Then to this peeled plantain, next I do is I cut it in half and I cut it again in the middle. Then I slice through the same one and create my cubes like so. That's basically it. I show you again. And we have our cubes. You want the size of your plantains to match the size of your gizzard. So that's something you want to take note of. Then after cubing your plantains, you want to go right into boiling your gizzard. Now I am using a pressure pot, so I boiled this for 15 minutes. I added pepper for flavor, cubes, seasoning, salt, and coriander, just to give it a really nice taste, and onions. Then I covered it and cooked for 15 minutes. If you're not using a pressure pot, you will need about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, next thing we want to do is fry our plantains. All of this are prep times for your Gizdodo. So Gizdodo is basically gizzard and fried plantains. Make sure to strain your plantains in a paper towel so that you are not eating too much oil. You can either fry, bake, or oven grill your plantains, but I find that frying it is nicer. Yes, I said it. Next, we want to start our stew base or your sauce. So you basically want to put all of your ingredients. I added my dill to this mix. So you have your tomatoes, garlic, peppers, and dill. You want to rough blend it. We are not looking for a smooth paste. We're looking for a paste just like so. Yeah. So you either cut into tiny, really tiny pieces, or you use a mortar to crush. Now, I do not like my onions soggy, so I went ahead to fry my onions. I'll be taking this out and save for later. It's just a trick I do because I want the onions to be fresh in my meal. I just fry it and keep aside. So that's basically why I am frying my onions at this particular time. Then to the same oil, I bring in my gizzard. The reason why I'm adding pepper to this oil is because it further adds flavor to our gizzard. Now you have to note that frying gizzard, make sure you cover this pot slightly, please, because gizzards can be very what's the phrase? They can be really angry. They just pop while you're frying them, almost like popcorn. Alrighty. Into the same oil, you fry your gizzard. You want to bring your stew base. Now, when I add the stew base to the oil, I do not stir it. I allow it to cook by itself in the oil. We do not want to stress this stew base at all because you want it to fry perfectly. So if you keep stirring it, you may end up with half fried base, and we do not want that to happen. So now that I am sure it's fried, I can stir, and I am using a wok because I find that using a wok for my Gizdodo just makes it really easy, since it's basically a stir fry process. Now after 15 minutes, no, it was on high heat, so after like 10 minutes our stew base is ready. That's basically it, guys. Thank you so much for still hanging out with me. I hope you leave me a comment or two. To this stew base, you add your oregano, a pinch of salt, then your seasoning, of course, Seasoning as desired by you to make it tasty. Really, really, really tasty, tasty, tasty. Then for added flavor and freshness, I added my scent leaf, which is basically basil. And remember that onions I fried? I bring it in right now. Look at how pretty this looks. Then our gizzard comes into play. I already can taste this. It's not ready yet, but man, this looks so good. Don't you agree with me? Then our plantains, our fried plantains come in. And like I said, this is basically a stir fry meal. Then you stir to mix the stew base into the gizzard and dodo. I told you dodo is fried plantains. After like 3 minutes, you bring in your bell peppers. And then add extra basil at the end. Now we are ready. Yes, we are. Look at how beautiful this came out. I hope you give it a try. Please remember to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this recipe and if you are gonna give it a try. Thank you so much. You are such a pleasant spot, always coming back. Trust me, there's more where this is coming from, so be sure to hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you so much, guys. So this is my version of the Gizdodo. Gizdodo. Basically, gizzard and dodo. Some people do goat meat and dodo, which equally tastes really nice. Like really, really nice. You can eat this by itself or pair it with rice, white rice, jollof rice. What can I pair this with? I feel like I could pair this with pair it. No, I could use this as a mix for my tortilla wrap. It will make sense. Yes, it will really taste nice. I think so. Now, meals are what you make them. If you want it tasty, just add a little more herbs. Alright guys, thank you so much. I do really appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Mwah!